Kingpin vs. Black Mask, Crime Lord Battle. Hey there, folks, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the shadows of the criminal underworld. Imagine this. The bustling streets of New York City bathed in neon lights, contrasted with the eerie, gothic alleys of Gotham City under a moonlit sky. Pretty cinematic, right? Now, have you ever wondered what would happen if the masterminds behind these cities' darkest dealings went head-to-head? That's right. We're talking about Kingpin vs. Black Mask. In this video, we're gonna break down these two iconic crime lords, analyze their strengths and weaknesses, and speculate on who would come out on top in a no-holds-barred showdown. So grab some popcorn, get comfy, and let's jump into this epic face-off. Who do you think would reign supreme when these titans clash? Let's find out. The Kingpin of crime, Wilson Fisk. Alright, let's kick things off with the man himself, Wilson Fisk, better known as the Kingpin. Fisk wasn't born into power. Nope, he clawed his way up from the gritty streets of New York. Bullied as a kid due to his size, he turned that adversity into ambition. He learned early on that strength, both physical and mental, was key to survival. Fisk is a master manipulator. He's got a sharp mind, always plotting 3 steps ahead. On the surface, he presents himself as a legitimate businessman and philanthropist, but beneath that polished exterior lies a ruthless criminal mastermind. Don't let the suit fool you. Kingpin is a force to be reckoned with. He's built like a tank, packing immense strength and surprising agility. Trained in various forms of combat, he can hold his own against some of the toughest heroes. Kingpin's got his fingers in just about every illegal pie in New York. From drug trafficking to money laundering, he's got a vast network of criminal activities. Plus, he's got connections with corrupt politicians, law enforcement, and big businesses. Basically, if something shady's going down in NYC, chances are Fisk is behind it. He's had some legendary tussles with heroes like Daredevil and Spider-Man. Even when they're able to take him down, he always manages to bounce back stronger than before. The Black Mask, Roman Sionis. Now, let's turn our gaze to Gotham City and its infamous crime lord, Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask. Unlike Fisk, Sionis was born with a silver spoon, but don't let that fool you. He despised his parents' superficial lifestyle and eventually took over the family business, only to run it into the ground. After losing everything, he carved a mask from his father's black coffin and embraced his new identity as Black Mask. Sionis is as twisted as they come. He's sadistic, obsessed with the power and anonymity that masks provide. Fear and intimidation are his favorite tools, and he revels in the suffering of others. While he may not have superhuman abilities, Black Mask is a formidable fighter. He's skilled with firearms and close-quarters combat. Plus, he's got a knack for devising deadly gadgets and isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He leads the False Face Society, a gang of thugs who all wear masks. They've got Gotham's underworld on lockdown, controlling everything from arms dealing to extortion. His brutal methods keep his subordinates in line and his enemies trembling. Black Mask has been a persistent thorn in Batman's side. His unpredictable nature and ruthless tactics make him a challenging foe even for the world's greatest detective. He's also clashed with other members of the Bat family, always leaving a trail of chaos in his wake. Empires compared. So, how do their domains stack up? Kingpin rules over New York City, a massive metropolis with millions of people and endless opportunities for corruption. Black Mask, on the other hand, dominates Gotham City, a place practically breeding crime and villainy. Both cities are tough nuts to crack, each with its own unique set of challenges. Kingpin runs his operations like a well-oiled machine. There's a clear hierarchy, and everyone knows their place, or else. Loyalty is rewarded, and betrayal is met with swift justice. Black Mask's organization is more chaotic. His rule by fear keeps everyone in check, but the unpredictability can sometimes be a double-edged sword. When it comes to cash flow, Kingpin probably has the edge. He's invested in numerous legitimate businesses, using them as fronts to launder money and expand his influence. Black Mask inherited his wealth but tends to spend it recklessly on his criminal endeavors and personal vendettas. Kingpin isn't shy about using advanced tech to stay ahead. Surveillance systems, high-tech weaponry, you name it. Black Mask prefers more traditional methods but isn't opposed to using specialized gadgets when it suits his needs. Both have access to serious firepower, but their approaches differ. Strategic minds. Fisk is the ultimate chess player. He uses manipulation, bribery, and blackmail like their second nature. Corrupting officials, controlling information, and eliminating rivals quietly, that's his mo. He plans meticulously, leaving little to chance. Sionis is more of a blunt instrument. He employs fear tactics, torture, and public displays of violence to maintain control. Psychological warfare is his playground, and he loves making his enemies squirm. Subtlety isn't his strong suit, but unpredictability works in his favor. Kingpin commands respect through a mix of fear and admiration. He's seen as a necessary evil by some, a protector of sorts. Black Mask rules purely through terror. His followers fear him more than any enemy, which keeps them loyal but also on edge. Weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Fisk's biggest weakness is his personal life, specifically, his love for his wife, Vanessa. His enemies have exploited this soft spot before. Additionally, his arrogance can lead him to underestimate foes, which is never a good look in the villain world. Sionis's mental instability is a significant vulnerability. His obsessive behavior and quick temper can cloud his judgment. He often lets rage dictate his actions, leading to mistakes that a more level-headed villain might avoid. In a showdown, these weaknesses could be critical. Kingpin's attachments could be leveraged against him, while Black Mask's unpredictable nature might be his undoing. It's all about who can exploit the other's flaws first. The hypothetical battle. Alright, let's set the scene. Let's say Black Mask decides to expand his operations into New York, seeing untapped potential. Meanwhile, Kingpin catches wind of this encroachment and isn't too pleased. The lines are drawn, and the stage is set for a turf war of epic proportions. They'd probably start by testing each other, maybe some low-level skirmishes, a few sabotaged shipments, that kind of thing. Each would send scouts or spies to gather intel, trying to gauge the other's strength. Kingpin would likely attempt to cut off Black Mask's resources, using his connections to apply pressure legally and illegally. Black Mask, being more aggressive, might launch direct attacks on Kingpin's assets, aiming to destabilize his control through sheer force. Inevitably, they'd come face to face. Perhaps a meeting is arranged under a flag of truce, but both sides know it's a trap. Picture a dimly lit warehouse, henchmen lurking in the shadows. Words are exchanged, tensions rise, and all hell breaks loose. So who wins? If Kingpin can keep his cool and outmaneuver Black Mask strategically, he could pull off a win. But if Black Mask's relentless aggression catches Fisk off guard, the scales might tip in his favor. It's a classic brains versus brawn scenario, but both have plenty of each. Impact on the criminal underworld. This clash wouldn't just affect them, it'd shake the entire criminal underworld. Other crime lords might see an opportunity to rise while the big dogs fight it out. The power vacuum could lead to even more chaos. And let's not forget the heroes. You can bet Daredevil, Spider-Man, or even the Punisher would step in on the New York side, while Batman and his allies wouldn't stand idly by in Gotham. Their involvement could drastically alter the outcome. Long after the dust settles, the ramifications would be felt. Alliances would shift, territories would change hands, and the way crime operates in both cities might evolve. It's the kind of event that could redefine the power structures entirely. Final analysis. So, when all is said and done, who comes out on top? Kingpin's got the brains, the resources, and the connections. Black Mask has the brutality, the fear factor, and the unpredictability. It's a tough call. Honestly, in my humble opinion, I'd give a slight edge to Kingpin. His strategic mind and extensive network might just outpace Black Mask's raw aggression. But then again, in the chaotic world of comics, anything can happen. But hey, that's just one take on it. What do you all think? Does Kingpin's cunning outmatch Black Mask's ferocity? Or does Black Mask's sheer ruthlessness tip the scales? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get this debate rolling. Thanks for sticking around and joining me on this deep dive into the criminal masterminds of Marvel and DC. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and share it with your friends. End credits and call to action. Huge shout out to all the amazing artists and writers who've brought these characters to life over the years. All images and character rights belong to Marvel and DC Comics, respectively. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. We dive into all things superhero, villain, and everything in between. Check out these other videos you might enjoy. Batman vs. Daredevil, The Ultimate Showdown, and Top 10 Crime Bosses in Comic Books. Links are in the description below. Until next time, stay heroic, or villainous, your choice, and I'll catch you in the next video.